you, Buckaroos? This is Tom the Beer Whisperer with the Lrinenkugels Beergarten Tart from their Explorer Pack. And how do you do, Buckaroos? This is Tom the Beer Whisperer. I'm having one I hadn't had before from the Lrinenkugels Explorer Pack, their Beergarten Tart. They have it listed at 4.8%. Lrinenkugels Beergarten Tart starts out with a snap of tartness balanced by subtle sweetness from pale malts. It's our take on a Berliner Weiss, a classic German beer garden summer favorite. Brewed with American wheat, Beergarten Tart's light body and refreshing finish are perfect for warm summer days. So they're not calling it a Berliner Weiss. They're calling it a Berliner Weiss inspired beer. So there you go. So yeah, because 4.8 is a little larger than most Berliner Weisses. Most hover about 4%. I've had a lot that are under 4. The aroma is very clean and fresh. Yeah, it's a little tart at the end, but not as tart as some Berliner Weisses that I've had, actual Berliner Weiss beers, this being a Berliner Weiss inspired. But yeah, I don't know. I bought this pack because it was 14.28, and there are 2 beers in the pack I hadn't had before. This one and the IPA. So I figured, what the heck? Let's give it a shot, especially for that kind of money. We're going to try it. So here's the thing: I'm not necessarily a fan of Lrinenkugels, and I used to buy them a lot in early to mid '90s, some in the late '90s, and I kind of quit buying it because other craft beer choices became available that were more appealing to me. And I don't know if Leinenkugel has changed much since they were bought out by one of the evil empires, Evil Empire Junior. I don't know if they changed much since then, but my again, the beers could have changed. I've had so much exposure to good beer since then. So, but I think in some cases, I think some of the beer quality has been affected. Anytime one of the big boys buys something, and sooner or later quality gets affected. But having said all that, I think if just one person tries this beer and says, I'm going to have to find me some Berliner Weisses now. And they find an actual craft Berliner Weiss, and then they start moving on to other craft beer from there. Like even if it's just one, even if just one person goes, I need to find more like that, and becomes a craft beer drinker, well, then I think it's worth it. I think Leinenkugel's can become a gateway beer. I don't think they're always a gateway beer. I know some folks that buy Leinenkugel's various flavors as sort of their step up beers when they want something different. But they're gonna remain macro and macro light drinkers. They're not ever gonna change. But I think in some cases I think some people do become craft beer drinkers by having a beer like this. This is a rather different style, so it takes a certain person to really like a beer like this. So I think if the macro drinker likes this beer, I think the odds of them becoming a craft beer drinker are good. Because quite frankly, I am a craft beer drinker, and it's taken me a while to warm up to the Berliner Weiss and other sours because for a long time I just wasn't a fan. But I've never been a fan of sour things. I don't eat a lot of sauerkraut. you know, I've never ate warheads. I mean, I've never been a sour candy guy. The sour things have never worked for me. But I have come to understand styles like Berliner Weiss, the Gose, and other traditional barrel aged sours. And there are some that I like quite a bit now. I guess my point, other than just rambling and talking about random experiences, is that I think if a macro drinker automatically says, I like that," I think the odds that they could become a regular craft beer drinker are good. It was rather hot today, rather sticky. So I got to admit, a beer like this is rather refreshing and easy to drink. damn easy to drink. This is Tony the Beer Whisperer. We'll talk to you later. Pucker up, Buttercup.